Hey guys, we're back again with another packet tracer activity. So today we're doing 18133. So this is just configuring DHCP on IPv4 using Cisco IOS. So we're going to start with the first thing. Okay. So what it is it's IP DHCP EX, and then that should continue that. So you're just going to press tab, it's going to hit you to excluded address. So for this, it says for the first step is configure R2 to exclude the first 10 addresses from R1 and R3 LANs. All other addresses should be available in the DHCP address pool. So if we look over here, R1 is 192.168.10.0 and R3 is 192.168.30.0. So we're just going to do 192.168.10.1, and then you can do the last address that's going to be included in that exclusion, 168.10.10. So that should shoot you guys up to 5 points. Now we're just going to copy that down. And we're going to do 192.168.30.1 and then 192.168.30.10. Okay, so those are the excluded IP addresses. You guys should be at 10 points right now. So the next step is create a DHCP pool on R2 for the R1 LAN. So create a DHCP pool named R1 LAN, and it is case sensitive as defined in the instructions. Configure the DHCP pool to include the network address, the default gateway, and the IP address of the DNS server. So when configuring DHCP, there are multiple different requirements. So what we're going to do is we're going to do network Okay, so first we got to actually start with the name. So it's going to be IP DHCP pool, and then it's going to be R1-LAN. Okay, that's going to put you in the DHCP config mode. You do network 192.168.10.0 and then 255.255.255.0 because it's a /24 network. I'm going to put that on there, and that should bump you up to 22 points once you guys have the name and the network. And I'm going to do the DNS server. And we know that is, if we go over here, actually it's 192.168.20.254. I just remember that off the top of my head. Okay, that should bump you up to 26 points. And from here, we're going to go and do default router, and that's going to be 192.168.10.1, and that should bump you up to 30 points with that. From here, we don't need to configure a lease or a domain name, so that will be it. So we're just going to go exit, and we're going to configure the next one. So it's going to be IP DHCP pool. I'm going to name it R3-LAN. That's going to bump you guys up to 34 points. From here, we're going to once again configure the network as 192.168.30.0 and then 255.255.255.0. Oops, if I could spell. Okay. 42 points. That bumped you guys up about 8 points, which is pretty good. That's correct anyways. DNS /server, and this is 192.168.20.254. Just remember that from the last one. Same DNS server. From here, we're going to go default -router, and it's going to be 192.168.30.1. Okay, that will be it for those. From here, we're going to go, and the next one is configure DHCP relay on routers 1 and 3 as DHCP relay agents. Okay, to configure relay agents, you need the helper IP address. So we know from our addressing table that the serial interfaces on S0 and S1 are both 10.1.1.2, which is going to be the one on the left over here, and then 10.2.2.2, which is going to be the interface over here, which would be serial 1, 0, 0, and serial 1. So I'm going to go into router 1, and I'm going to enable config T, and we're going to just do interface GI00, which will just be this interface. Actually, sorry. It's G. G00. I'm going to go IP helper address. This is going to be 10.1.1.2. And that should bump you guys up to about 50 points. 55, I mean, sorry. And we're just going to exit. And we're going to do no shut, even though these are all turned on. I'm just going to do no shut just to confirm that. That is all you need on that router. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to CLI, enable config T. We're going to go into interface G00 once again. And we're just going to do IP helper dash address, and that's going to be 10.2.2.2, and that should bump you guys up to 60 points. So from here, there's one pretty big thing that we need to configure, which is going to be the configure router 2 as a DHCP client. So in here, there's one thing that's pretty important. We're going to look at this real quick. So this is GI01. So what we want to configure this thing as, so we're just going to go interface G01. We're going to go IP address DHCP. And that should bump you guys up to 70 points, which is exactly where we want to be, where we are. So one thing we also make sure we take care of are the PCs now. So we're just going to make sure we configure the PCs with all the correct information. Oops. Desktop IP address, and we're just going to do 192.168. And it's like you can't do DHCP, so it's like it doesn't get you the points you need. Actually, it does. So if you configure it correctly, it should do all this stuff for you. And that should bump us up to 100 points. So that was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. But if we go to check results, congratulations, you successfully completed the packet tracer activity. And that is everything. Thank you guys for tuning in today. And I will have the skills challenge for Chapter 8 done soon as well. Just wait for that to be posted on the channel. Thanks guys for tuning in today. And I'll see you guys in the next video.